Allen Iverson, who was a phenomenal player with the 76ers, famously ranted about, when asked by a reporter about missing practice. And he just went, practice, we're talking about practice. I mean, it's practice, not a game. I mean, it was classic. He went on for minutes. Yeah. The Iverson approach is not the Kobe Bryant approach. You really focused on practice. Tell us what you brought to practice and how you sort of made that standard for the rest of your team.
Well, I mean, here's why practice was important to me. Not from just the standpoint that I enjoyed playing. Like, I enjoyed being there. I enjoyed getting better. But as a leader of a team, it's also your responsibility to elevate the rest of the guys. And what people tend to get stuck on a lot is saying, okay, the way to make players better is to pass them the ball when they're open. That's a very trivial way to look at things. What you have to do is you have to get them emotionally to want to be better. You have to get them to an emotional space where they wake up every morning driven to be the best version of themselves, right? How do you do that? And in practice, for me, it was a chance to drive them, to challenge them, right? And this is where you have to know your teammates. Because if it's late, you just had a back-to-back, and we had practice the next day, and you show up, and guys don't feel like going through the motions, don't feel like practicing. It's important to know each and every one of them individually, personally, because then you know what nerve to touch. Some guys, it's like, okay, come on, we can do this. That'll get them going. Other guys, no. You got to figure out what button to push. Powell was always Spain. If I tell them how they lost in a gold medal to us and how they're going to lose again, how I'm going to beat your ass in practice just like I beat you in a gold medal game, he'd hate that. He'd hate that. But that's what practice was. You have to drive them. You absolutely have to. And if practice is more intense and harder than a Game 7 will be, then a Game 7 will be easy. But if it's not, then that's when teams start folding and capitulating.
It's a perfect segue to how to create a high-performance culture with coaches and team leaders. Everybody's sort of got to be on that page of helping you become the best version of yourself. Speaking of that, we have someone who'd like to ask you a question from Seattle. Please roll this question.
Hi, this is Pete Carroll from the Seahawks, joining in with Professor Belasco's class and with one of the all-time greats, Kobe Bryant. I'm thrilled to be part of this night. But I just have one simple question, really. Kobe, you have been one of the all-time great competitors that have ever played in any sport. And I'm real curious to know what it was like for you with all of the grit and all of the makeup that you had to be such a great competitor. What was it like for you to play with people that weren't as gritty as you were? How did you deal with that? How did you set your expectations knowing that you were so far out there? And how did you deal with the players that you played with, knowing that they were still kind of somewhere on the spectrum, but you were on the top of it?
Good question.
It's a great question. My response might sound a little tough, but I'd kill him, I'd bury him. It's tolerance for that and the kind of culture that the Laker organization stood for in winning championships is not tolerated. You're going to show up to play, and you're going to lollygag through this scrimmage, through this drill. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to let you know I beat you. I'm going to want you to reconsider your professional life choice. And for the most part, people will say, okay, that doesn't make a great teammate. Well, I'm not here to be a great teammate. I'm here to help you win championships. So there's a difference. And fortunately for us and for me, we had an organization that it was championships or nothing, and they were really good about identifying that and bringing players in here that had that competitive streak and getting rid of the ones that did not. If I got to fight to get you in the gym, that's a problem. That's a problem. You want players that are gym rats, players that want to be in the gym, that want to work. And then from there, you build on top of that. But if you're lazy, man, I don't want to talk to you. I won't deal with you. You're going to make me feel dumber. You're going to lower my level. I don't think so. You can go over there. There's plenty of teams in here where you'll fit right in.
Well, you mentioned
At the time, they were right down the hall from us. So, they were.
They were.